So, so we have been sitting here for the past hour staring at each other. Oh, so hold on. That shouldn't be going again. I screwed that up. My fault.
You!
We've been sitting here for the last hour just staring at each other. We finally got the audio to work, basically by kicking something and unplugging it. And here we are.
Hello,
Hi.
Terry James.
Good to have you. Tate is on location today, so he doesn't have his regular microphone with him. But now we consider this a win. This is a win right now. Where are you right now?
I am in Key West, Florida. Cayo Heise, as they call it.
And you're in a hotel room right now. I hope,
Yeah,
because
I
I
got a
don't.
pretty crappy one. I got a Fairfield.
So, how much really bad sex do you think has happened in that room?
In this room,
Yeah, you're looking
a
around.
lot, a lot of
No, I'm
like
not.
sweaty, sunburnt.
Yeah, I'm not talking about good sex. I'm not talking about with good looking people or anything. I'm talking
No,
about swinger type of stuff, that type
this
of
one,
action.
this one definitely has that vibe because they probably just. This is like almost like an ADA. It's got that weird sizing to it, where it's got
Uh-huh.
more space than you actually need. Looks like the swingers just put the mattress on the floor and went to it.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah, just like, right now, people are already weighing in on the chat. Jeff is saying, "Put on a black light on that baby." Wouldn't
I
that be how horrific would that be if you turn off the light and put a black light and it's just splattered everywhere you are?
I've already completely demolished this room, as you can see on the video. It looks terrible.
You bring your guitar on the road with you. Who are you? What are you? What do you? Do you put a sweater around your neck and sing lesbian songs? Is that what you
You
do?
wish. You wish I did that kind of stuff. No, I practice. I practice. I play the guitar. I play every day if I can, most of the days.
Well, that's good. I mean, practice makes perfect.
Yeah, it makes you as good as you could possibly be, even if you still suck.
Oh, speaking of great songs, we have a song called Late Night Radio Show that we're going to end the show with, every show with. And you made this, and it sounds fantastic.
I th- Thank you very much. I think the AI has finally like jumped up to the next iteration, and it's really sounding good and less tinny now.
Yeah, the
Do you like it?
production value, I love it. I mean, it's catchy. It's, it probably should be the start of the show, but we'll play it at the end
No,
of the
make it hang
show
around.
when we're, yes, when we're saying our goodbyes. So we are here. It's finally we're getting closer and closer to this being a regular show. The only problem is coming up soon. There's going to be I'm going to be moving. I've got all kinds of other things happening. A new studio is being hooked up, so there's going to be a week probably where we're not doing a show. But I'll try to get maybe not, maybe at least maybe miss one show. I don't know, but
Yeah, and I'm getting Tommy John surgery, so I'm going to be out for
really, how'd you
yeah.
throw out your own? Let me ask you, what is Tommy John surgery?
Huh?
What is that? What type of surgery is that?
It's made famous by the baseball throwing.
Oh, really? Baseball
Yeah,
throwing.
by the famous baseball player Tommy Johns.
Tommy who?
Tommy Johns?
Tommy John. And what
Tommy
what
Johns.
what team did he play for?
He was with the Angels.
No,
No?
close.
Maybe I'm thinking of Fernando Johns.
Fernando.
Yeah, maybe
It's
it's
Tommy
Fernando
John.
Johns.
He might have played for the Angels. I know he played for the Dodgers. I know he did
Okay, the
that.
Dodger guy.
Yeah. And what part of what part of the body is that on?
It's a shoulder.
No, more specific, please.
The elbow.
More specific.
The inside of the elbow?
Tommy John was a Yankee too, as well. That's Jeff saying. No, it's the rotator cuff.
Oh, I see.
So if you're gonna tell people you're having Tommy John, you may want to, you
But
may
they say
want to
I
be
need it.
prepared.
They
You may
say I
want
need it, or I'll never be as good as I can be. So I got to get it.
Well, you know what? I think we should all just get preemptive surgeries.
Yeah.
I really do. Here's the way I think about this because my family has a history of heart disease. My brother had a heart attack My dad died of a heart attack. But that was because he had rheumatoid arthritis. He had all kinds of things. He was very sedentary. So that, but, my brother had one, his son had one. And
Really?
so I went to the doctor and I said, what can I do? So they gave me one of these calcium tests where you lay under the thing and it's not covered by insurance because, insurance would never want to pay for something that could
Preemptive.
save them money, but so I went to this thing and it turned out I have like almost 0% calcium buildup, which to me that they said that means you have a very low risk of having a heart attack over the next 3 years. And
So you have to come back?
that was like 2 years ago.
Oh.
So there's all that kind of stuff. So I'm always thinking about this. And today you were showing me what you have with your iPhone, this thing that your iPhone does. And let's see if it's working. So you have this thing. Tate is right now, for those of you that are just listening to the podcast, he puts his thumbs up and it does a thumbs up like a little thing there. He does a peace sign.
Yep.
and balloons come flying around.
But there's one more. See if I can make it happen. I'm not sure exactly. You kind of make like a W or something. I'm not sure. My wife knows all these.
Now, I have an iPhone, but I don't play around with that stuff. In fact, I don't even have Siri on it until recently. I don't even have the thing where if I say Siri's name, it'll listen to me. I shut everything off. I don't want notifications. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to see the phone when I want to see it, take a phone call when I want to do it, text somebody when I want to. I don't want to be bothered. But I decided the other day, and this was what reminded me of your thing and the heart stuff. I decided that I want to have Siri on my phone. Just because, let's just say I draw, all of a sudden have a heart attack, I can at least yell, "Hey Siri!" Well, it just went on. Hold on.
Uh-oh. You're about to do it right now. You were about to say something to cause her.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and hey, call somebody for help, that.
You just about swatted yourself.
I just did that. So now I have that in case, or better yet, I use it. The only time I've used it now is I have my phone on the counter when I'm taking a shower. And I come up with a lot of ideas in the shower. My mind races in the shower. So now I could yell to write it down for me. Instead of, trying to remember it by the time I get out and dry off and write it down. So now I have that and I can yell my ideas. Just what we need, more podcast ideas in this world, right?
No, I disagree. In fact, I'd like to bring up a new segment on the show, a funeral for ideas. You and I come up with way too many ideas. And if we're ever going to get anything done, we're going to have to clear the back catalog of crap. And my first idea that I would like to have a little funeral for tonight, and it's been a long time, I carried it for too long, the torch, okay? I'm never going to make anything like when I work on my house, I have the idea that I'm going to fix it. So people will be like, wow, who did the work on this thing? I don't have that ability. If you see something that I worked on, you are never going to remark positive on it. So I need to stop thinking that I'm going to become some kind of fine craftsman. The idea is done. I'm done with it.
Oh, so you're just going to bury ideas, not just podcast stuff, but ideas.
No, actually ideas.
Okay, because I have
myself.
All right, we will bury that, and I think that's fair. I'll throw a couple that I can bury. Because we're only going to bury one, right?
Just one tonight.
Okay, well, I have one that I'm not going to bury, and I'm not going to say what it is, but it's keeping me up at night. Let's just say that. And
you gotta get rid of that thing.
I can't get rid of this one yet. I have to see this one through. I have to write it down. I have to visualize it. I have to put the title. I have to plan out what the next 60 episodes would be.
This is sick.
I think I do have a problem.
But I don't want to say that because some of your ideas are really, really good. So wherever you're drawing this crap from. It's obviously got some dingers in there, but I think you get slowed down by some of these.
I do. So I do. I'm not gonna do.
All right,
I'm
well,
not.
hang on to it, but just know this is a place where you could put it in the ground.
Okay. Here's an idea. Here's two ideas that I'm going to throw out for you, and both of them are somewhat podcast ideas because that's where my head's at right now. I have one called the 70-year-old creator, and this gives me quite a few years to work on it.
And I don't really giving yourself a good lead up to that, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, I like leading up to certain things. I like, like I said, this one idea that I have. I'm in the process of writing down 60 ideas for show topics, not topics, but yeah, things I can talk about on that show. If I'm 2 months ahead, I'm good. That gives you enough time to see if it's working. That gives you enough time to see if you actually really enjoy it the way you want to do it. This show, lots of ideas already written down. You and I have come up with a lot of bit ideas, a lot of fun things we want to do. Like today, we're going to be doing some Q&A, by the way. We're going to be doing some of that. Let's see here. That was one of the ideas that I might want to bury right now, but that's something I could keep online. David is on let's see here, Facebook, just kind of say, can we bury your bit pitches?
Yeah. What you got?
You know what? That's fine. Here's another one called the low road. Instead of the high road, just honest, unbiased commentary on what people are just really talking about, but take the low road. I'm tired of pussyfooting around. It's almost like anti-woke stuff, which I hate saying even, because I think the people that talk about woke right now, that in itself is woke. And they just don't see it. But so I'll go ahead and bury the 70-year-old creator.
All right. Let's put it in the ground.
Okay.
I'm crossing it off. You can never do that.
I will never think.
I don't want to see it repackaged like the 65-year-old
dude
create guy.
I have a whole list right here of podcast ideas, and I am not joking. I must have 60 of them on here. So I'm getting rid right now of one of them, the 70-year-old creator. I feel like I could do more. But just in keeping with the spirit of your idea for this, we are burying that idea. I like
Goodbye.
It. Goodbye to you. Hello to everybody in the Zoom room or what? Not Zoom room. What's it called? What is this thing called?
You call the Zoomers, the fans. They're all in the chat.
Yeah, the chat. Hello to everybody in Twitch. Good to have you guys here. Hello to everybody who's streaming live on YouTube. Hello to everybody on Facebook. Good to have you here. Obviously, you can tell it's working. Tana's in a hotel room now, and I just what the hell is that? He's got on his. Is that your knee?
Hey. Oh, it's Knee Boy. Hey, Knee Boy. Hey, what's going on? I just wanted to join on the show today.
Okay,
yeah,
Knee Boy.
Say hi to Terry.
Hi, Terry.
If you're not watching, Taint has drawn a smiley, goofy face on his knee, and now it's on the camera. But Knee Boy, I think we should probably bury this idea. You don't want to bury this idea?
Maybe not the worst, but it's pretty bad. I'll go away.
So no, don't go away yet, Knee Boy. I have questions for you.
I'm coming back.
Hey, Knee Boy.
Where are you from, Knee Boy? How old are you?
I'm from Kansas.
Kansas? Really?
Yeah.
What part of Kansas?
The north part.
The north part of Kansas.
Listen, big gotta go.
Yeah?
Hey, man, chill out.
Yeah, you chill out, you fucking idiot.
All right. Okay, you got to get out of here.
Knee Boy he's just an angry guy. We should team Knee Boy up with Saki, and that's what we'll do. We'll do. Okay, here's another idea for this show. Knee Boy and Saki will take comments from people and questions from people, and do it in their own way. Once I get my headphone bag for Saki,
because we don't like to be that, cursing crowd.
No. People don't realize when you do something like this. When I do Saki, I have no idea what I'm going to say. I have no clue what I'm going to say. None. So, and I'm sure you do as well. Yeah. So I like Neboy and Saki. That's going to be, you know what? There's another idea we might want to bury.
No, for next week. We're already full. The gravesite is full this week.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. Rich. Hey, Rich, how you doing, buddy? It said he's watching on YouTube. It says, "Is Chaos one of the podcasts you're burying?" I'll let you answer that one.
No,
Really?
because we're keeping Chaos. We own it. It's our IP. And if we may want to use it again one day, God damn it. Okay. And none of you guys are going to tell us we can't.
And I've always liked that. I've always liked the chaos thing. Who knows? This might even turn into that. You never know what's going to. That's what I love about the creative process and the way that I approach it is that I have an idea and I start working towards that idea, the original idea, but I'm not tied into a specific outcome. If a new door opens along the way or something changes along the way, I have the complete freedom to go ahead and pivot and go with that where it's leading me. Because in my mind, the universe is telling me where to go. And we have somebody on the line that's watching right now that would agree with that. Our first guest of the show, Psychic Kamie's on there. Hi, Psychic Kamie. She understands what I'm talking about. You know, I just let that, I'm just going to see what happens. And that's kind of where I am with this right now. It's fun. So I don't know what's going to happen, but Chaos was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
It was. That was our first podcast we ever did back in 1993.
And we had some really fun ideas, especially our giveaway thing or the trading in for something better every time.
That had a lot of moving pieces. That may have been bad, but we never had to deal with it. So.
Well, the problem is that I wanted to battle it. Lex was very angry at that idea. He thought it was the dumbest thing in the world, which in my mind, no offense, Lex, it made me feel like maybe it's good.
Yeah.
So
I think we got something here.
Let's see here. Psychic Kamie saying never watched you live, so it's good. That's good. Thank you. And another thing right there, pivot is the magic word. Listen, we're on the right track for things here. I enjoyed it. If you're joining us in the chat room, feel free to chat. We try to read these every once in a while. We're definitely going to be reading it here in a little bit as we do a Q&A to wrap up the show today. So,
I did have a question for you tonight, Terry.
Yes.
And for the chat, too. I was just thinking about this because I'm working pretty hard out here in Key West, but it's not the hardest job I've ever had. What is the dirtiest you've ever been in your whole life? Could be actual grime or someone's own feces on you.
Okay. So not
sex or anything.
Okay. Well,
it could be sex. I don't know.
Well, no, I haven't had that kind of sex or anything. And I've had jobs, I've had some labor where I did some construction at one point when I was really, really young. But
I cannot imagine you on a construction site.
I can't either. There's a reason why I'm doing this. The thing that I worked for my brother in construction, and here's what I got from this. I was basically the kid who was carrying all kinds of stuff. I had to meet them early in the morning. I was with them all night long, and they would high five each other when they finished a project and not even include me in the high five. And it really hurt my feelings.
You're a team player.
Yeah, I consider myself one, and it really hurt my feelings. And they would be passing around the money and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is just ridiculous. I don't want any part of this. So it wasn't the manual labor part. It's the way that I felt like I was insignificant.
Yeah.
And that bothered me. But the dirtiest I've ever been, oddly enough, happened while I was taking a shower.
What?
High school basketball. Taking a shower, team taking a shower. One of the guys decides he's going to pee on people, and I was the skinniest, weakest guy, so he peed on my leg. And I they quickly found out that skinny doesn't stop rage. I beat this guy so bad that blood was going down the drain like psycho.
Oh my. Are
But
you
that's
naked? Did you beat him up while you're naked?
yes, it was a naked fight. And it wasn't even much of a fight. I got him really good. He wasn't expecting it from me because I'm the guy that was
So
the
I guess
pushover.
so. I guess you're not into people peeing on you. You don't like
I'm not into that. I'm not into that. And so that's the dirtiest I've ever been. What about you?
During the bank crisis, where the bank was buying up all these houses back from people who were foreclosing on them, like in the early aughts, 2000s. I used to work for the banks, and I would do foreclosures. So we go to people's houses, and they basically stop paying on it and leave all their stuff. And we had to clean it out for the bank, for the next person to buy it. And when this person was like a hunter or something, because he had like a trophy room, well, he left a full-size chest of meat unplugged, and the power had been unplugged for like
Oh,
months.
I
And
bet
it,
that
and it,
smelled bad.
and the bank had all these stipulations that once you take a picture on it, you got quoted to remove it. So we had to like log us actually taking it out and disposing it. And that was my job. It was rancid. The worst thing I've ever had to do.
Oh man. All right. Well, people
Like
that sounds horrible. Did you throw up?
fluid. Oh yeah. It was beyond, like, after throwing up, you just start heaving and doing the job.
Oh man. I went down where since we're moving, we had where I live in this high rise. There's some places that there's these trash bins that people have, and people throw their Amazon boxes in there. So I'm going, oh, just go down there and get some boxes. This trash can smelled so bad. I was, that I had to run out of there. It was
Yeah.
really, really bad. We're getting some people right now that are weighing in that maybe this will help you, Tank. Lewis on Facebook says heavy equipment mechanic or liquid manure spraying. There's that.
Manure. Oh,
And let's see.
grease takes forever to get off of you. Have you ever gotten really greasy before?
Yes, but I don't mind
It's-
grease.
I don't like grease, but it gets under your finger. Like, even my fingernails now, I've been working with copper coat, so they're all green like Beetlejuice.
But there's that pumice stone that usually works for that.
True.
Here's a psychic came. He says, wow, you never know every woman who's ever showered with a man feels. I swear, I have never peed on a girl in the shower.
Dude, you've never peed on a girl.
No, that's not funny to me.
Well, I guess
I've done other stupid things, but Sherry, have I ever peed on you? Have I ever peed on you? Not to my knowledge, she said.
Not. Well, I used to have some lovers, and she would, like, female ejaculate, which basically is just piss.
Is that what that is? Well, I've had that happen.
Okay, and I just let it happen all over my face. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, we got Dennis working on a pig farm, shoveling their shit into an auger. Ugh.
That's got to be bad. Pigs notoriously bad.
Uli, who we got to get Uli on here? Uli, I'm going to go ahead and send out a link, and Uli could try his studio here. Let's try to bring Uli on here as well in just a couple seconds. But he said working the oil rigs in Alaska, filthy as hell.
Oh, he's a roughneck in Alaska. That's bad. Those guys work for like 3 days on or something like that.
Yeah. Keith says, would Jackson, my brother, come on the show and talk about being a diver? Absolutely, he would come on the show. We'll get him on about that. He has a book coming out about it and everything else. My brother was a diver in Vietnam, hard hat diver. He would unhook landmines and things. Crazy
That's
stuff.
awesome. So did he have like the big suit on his head?
Oh yeah, had the whole thing. Had that whole deal, man. Crazy. So let's see. All right. Anybody else? No? That's a great question, Tank. That was really good. That was good. Let's see here. By the way, there's the little notes that we left. We still don't have a slug line for this show. So far, the one that I really like is, late night radio show, 2 dudes, 1 night. But I like that so far. That's good. You know what? AI is good, right?
Yeah,
Let me
yeah,
ask.
yeah. It works.
Let me ask AI right now. We need a slug line. Let me see here. I need a. Damn
Two
it.
dudes one night. I like it, but it's a little gay.
Okay, you think so? What
Sounds like
about it? What about it setting you off?
it sounds like two guys hooking up or something like that.
Well, how should I word this? I need a slug line for
A late night radio show.
line. Okay, slug line for a late. I'm really bad at typing. Night radio. This is the world we live in now, guys. Starring Terry and Taint. Where we okay, hold on, not Tiny. I wrote Tiny. That's your name now.
Oh, it'd be tiny.
Where we how would I word how do I word this? Where you have to be specific, right? We combine humor
Mm-hmm.
and life skills. How about that?
Like it.
Okay,
We're
here
like
we
a
go.
Swiss Army knife with a whoopee cushion.
Okay, here it goes. Terry and Tate After Dark, laugh, learn, and live life the right way. That's horrible.
That's terrible. That's like a
Let me-
Hallmark card.
I'm writing more. Here we go. Terry and Tate, life lessons meet late night laughs. I don't like that. Comedy show that prepares you for tomorrow. What the fuck does that mean? Late
How about,
night.
how about
What's that?
human?
Gee,
I was
what's
thinking
going
of-
on? It says Terry and Taint's late night guide to life. That's not so bad, really.
That's not bad.
That's not bad. They're onto something there. They're onto something. And by the way, what's really cool is that you guys who are here right now and watching live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, you guys are in on the ground floor of something, and we really do appreciate you. Please subscribe and please try to share the show when you can. But thank you so much, everybody. We got a lot of people on right now, which is pretty cool. Let's go to let's see here. So still no slug
Did you
line.
send your link to Uli?
Oh yeah, I need to do that. I'll send the link here. You know,
Now he's a DJ, right?
yes, he works at Q102 in Springfield, Missouri. Let me see if this is going to work. Let me hit paste. Well, hold on. Let me do the thing. This is all new for us, guys. Obviously, I don't know what I'm doing. Invite. I have to hit invite, right? Then I need to hit I need to hit audience because he's in the audience. Copy link. Okay, I did that. Now I'm going to put it into the chat room myself. Now I hit paste. And anybody that has a microphone or something like that would like to come in and say hi. This is what we're working on. There, did that work? Where is it?
Went to me.
It went to you? Okay, let me
Went
try
to
this
me.
again. Let me try this
Bear
again.
with us. Uli seems like a cool dude. He would be the only DJ I know that is a former firefighter.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a really cool guy. Let me try this again. And Uli, if you I mean, you could use the same one that we used before, right? Let me try this.
Yes, yeah, you can recycle.
Let me hit audience, copy link. Okay, I copied it. This is what happened before. This worked before. Okay, now hit paste. Okay, I'm
You
doing
white
this.
guy.
There it is. Okay, it's going to go out right now. Did it work? There it is. All right.
Well, it
You
didn't go
click
to
on-
me.
You can click on that and join us. We're going to
Nope.
see if we can get this to work.
You said it to me twice.
No, it's out there now. It's there now, so people
Okay.
could use this. So Jason's here. Jason's got an idea. TNT Dynamite. That's kind of good.
And I will not fight.
Dynamite. Okay, so hopefully he's gonna check out. Hopefully Uli's gonna do this. Did it work? There's a link there
How
for you.
about TNT from C to C.
What does that mean?
We're both on different sides of the country.
Oh, I see. I don't think they're going. I like where your head's at, but if you have to explain it,
I don't have to explain it to a normal person.
Okay, look, here we go. Look who we got. Look who's here.
What up?
What up, homies?
Oh, look at that. That's working. Well, tell everybody who you are.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead and tell everybody who you are.
Hey,
Yeah.
what's happening? Finally, we're making the whole thing work. Terry,
Yeah.
Tank, so good to talk to you. It's Uli from Q102, all the way up in the Ozarks where the women are scared and the men are sheep or whatever it is. I don't know.
This is one of my favorite guys, by the way. I really like this guy a lot. He makes me laugh.
Appreciate that.
And he's good. You're in your home studio right now?
Yeah. I had a podcast here for years, and that's actually how I got into the radio game, was because Mike from 104.7 The Cave, and I followed Q forever. I don't know if you remember, I met you years and years ago. And Tank, I can't expect you to remember, but it was the days of Shadow and Bergman and Brock and all that. And then one day,
Was I a dick?
No, you were really
Okay.
nice.
Okay, good. Whew.
Yeah. One day, I'd retired from the fire department, and Mike called me and goes, "Hey, I think I have this opportunity." And I'm going, "Well, it kind of seems like an exploding chance, so fuck yeah." I mean, we can cuss here, yeah?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the opportunity, so I'm in school full time, like Tate said, retired fireman, and I get to hang out with cool cats like you. Hell yes.
No, you're really, really good. I love just hanging out with you. We were riffing back. We were driving in your truck, going to an appearance, and you and I were just riffing on something. And I was like, does this guy have an improv background or something? Because you were doing stuff that only people that have some sort of an improv background do. So do you?
Yeah, I did a little improv, but mostly I'm a bullshit artist, my friends.
Perfect.
That's
That's
really good to make it official, man. I followed your stuff for years. You've cracked me up, and thanks for letting me be a part of your guys'
Awesome, man.
conversation tonight.
No, anytime. So we could be in on this one because I wanted to bring this up. Somebody asked me, during this job that we have, we do go on other podcasts as guests.
Mhm.
And recently I was on one and they wanted to know what matters most to me right now in my life. And it's kind of a loaded question. I could have gone many ways. And out of nowhere, and I started saying, I just said, I want to live a dignified life. I don't feel that I'm very dignified. And that doesn't mean that I'm smarter than anybody or anything else. I just want to carry myself a certain way. When I'm gone, I want people to go, he was kind of classy in his own way, whether that means dress. The person goes, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, it could mean dressing a certain way. It could be having the light on when you're trying to have it on. There we go. But yeah, I just want to have a dignified life. What would a dignified life mean to you guys? Ooh, stumped them.
Respect yourself.
I get $50. I just stumped you guys.
Oh,
Now,
man.
it means you respect yourself, I think.
Exactly. That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
Yeah.
And you carry yourself a certain way. I heard this thing the other night on a podcast where the people talk about dressing a certain way, where, and yes, you would dress like this, we're all casual because people like dressing that way. But when you're going to go out and you want to present yourself a certain way, you put on a certain uniform. And there's a certain amount of dignity that comes with that in playing the part, I think. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what it meant. I got stumped when they said, what does that mean to you? And I'm like, oh, shit. Now I got to answer that? But yeah. So it's fun putting you guys on the spot now.
I'd say it'd be living in integrity, honestly, because, I've made a lot of fucked up choices in my past. I think we all have. We're human.
Still do.
Oh, yeah. Like, let's not put, I'm no prize. Let me be real clear about it. But yeah, choices
Some
I've
of
made.
us are human.
Yeah. But people I've hurt in the past and stuff through choices that I've made, I'm trying to work through and past guilt and just go, okay, I own that shit, but I'm trying to live with integrity. So wherever we land, that's who you're getting, the authentic me.
Yes, from this point on, at some point in your life, you go, from this point on, I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done pretending to be something I'm not. I'm done treating people poorly who don't deserve it.
Yeah.
There's all that kind of stuff that goes on. And I am a champion at forgiving other people. I can easily forgive somebody who's done me wrong and just move forward. It doesn't mean I'm going to hang out with them or anything, but I forgive them. I don't carry that weight. The one thing that I don't have, and you just mentioned it, is that I have a very tough time forgiving myself. Really hard time.
Yeah, I'm a recovering people pleaser. That's what I always say to people. It's like,
yeah, I still am.
No, as am I, right? Like, and I still
Nobody,
deep down want people to accept or love me. I think we all want that.
I think that's why we get in this business. Do you feel that way, Tank?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't, because I think early on you make the transition in your 30s. I think 30s are a good time to stop pleasing people.
Oh, that's good. I'm a late bloomer because this is something that's very recent to me, and I've been lectured from my wife about it. She sees the struggle that I have wanting to keep everybody happy, to the point that if she and I are operating and moving through life as a couple, I want everybody else to be happy except us. And she gets lumped into that. And she just had to take me aside and go, dude, stop it. If you are pleasing everybody, you're doing something wrong. And I'm going, well, why? You know, I don't understand that statement, but I guess I do. I mean, it's an impossible thing to strive for.
And I don't know.
Don't you think some of this behavior, it like comes from us like thinking people are always thinking about us, like a little bit of that? Because as soon as we realize they don't give a shit about us, then we kind of like stop pleasing them as much.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. There's a realizing that you are just pretty insignificant when you really think that, boy, I've really got a message to the world. But my problem is, and this is something that I've worked on, we talked about it at the start of this show, Tank, that when we're getting rid of ideas that we have, and this is going to get a little heavy here, but I have always known why I'm here on this earth. I have always known it. And I have never, through fear of being ridiculed, for fear of trying, I have never acted upon my thoughts of who I truly am as a person. Oh, what happened to
Did
Tank?
we lose Tank?
I don't know.
he got too. It was too deep. We went too heavy for a second.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back. But yeah, I mean, I this is a thing where this is real for me.
So you've always known what it is that you're supposed to do.
I would say from 15 on, this was part of it. This was supposed to be a stepping stone into what I believed my calling truly is.
So you do know what that calling is.
I know what it is.
Have you revealed that? Did I miss that part?
I have not really revealed it, but it's fairly, I don't mind talking about it. It's fairly,
there he is.
It's fairly real. Can I guess first?
Okay, go ahead.
You want to raise small dogs?
No, I don't.
Is that what it is?
Fighting dogs.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Cockfighting. And not the kind you're thinking about. I'm talking about real dicks.
Is that why you were always called the rooster?
That's it right there. But no, I've always, and I think that Tank has been on the receiving end of this. And maybe even you, Uli, I really love seeing people succeed. I love it. I love being a part of it. I love empowering people. I love giving them ideas. When I see people happy, it does. I'm starting to cry right now. It really does something to me. I can see people in cars and they're laughing, like a couple in a car laughing, and I start crying because I just love this stuff. And I really always thought that in some weird form or fashion, whether it was going to be getting on stage and doing my own, because I hate motivational speaking. I hate that self-help industry. It's the worst thing I've ever seen, especially now. Now it's way worse than it ever has been. But I believe that I could do talks and that I could really coach and help people. I love that. And I would hope that you guys in talking to me can feel that support and love that I have for you guys.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, as an absolute rookie in this business, man, you've been so supportive. It's like instead of TED Talks, it's like Terry Talks, right? It's like
You know, but I've always,
you're like a spiritual doula.
yeah, well, thank you. But I've always thought that that's the way it was going to be. When I was young, I had zero friends. I was so shy. I couldn't talk to people. And my mom paid me $10 to read a book. And that book was Illusions by Richard Bach.
Oh yeah, Jonathan Livingston Seagull, same guy.
Yes, same guy. And I took her money and I never
That's
read the book.
Sebastian Bach's father.
No, it's not Sebastian Bach's father.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He's. I'm sorry, my improv skills just went out the door on that one. but no, so she paid me $10 to read this thing, and I never did. I took her money. I just took her money. We lost Dane again.
Yeah.
I took her money and told her that I read it. She told me, "You remind me of a character in the book. This is why I want you to read it." And so I never did. And then when I first started podcasting, the very first time came up with this idea, and this was back in this was well before Tate and I did Chaos. This was like when podcasting was brand new. I was so interested in it. And I started a thing called Terry James Alive.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where I was going to interview the people that inspired me throughout my life. My second guest was Richard Bach. He's a recluse. Yep. He lives here in Seattle. He lives on Orcas Island. He and I have been, I'm not going to say we're friends, but we've been friendly. We've emailed back and forth. He's been on the show and he said some really nice things about me. And he came on the show and he was on Twitter. This is how I know that this is where I wanted to head in my life. This was another message that I got. That I had no following. Podcasting was nothing. And Richard Bach is a recluse. He doesn't talk to anybody, but I Googled him on Twitter one day. I'm going, let me see if he's on Twitter. And it says Richard Bach. I'm going, this guy's got a Twitter account? He hadn't posted anything, but he was following two other guys named Bach. And I went that turned out to be his sons. So I just left him a message and he got back to me right away and said, yes, I'd love to come on your show. And I'm laying in bed in Dallas with Sherry and I'm going, Richard fucking Bach just messaged me and he's coming on a show that has 0 followers, nothing at all. So I took that as a message, like I'm headed the right direction.
You know, it's funny that you had that interaction. One of my few Twitter interactions with a famous person, and nothing is like spiritually beautiful as what you just said, was I was flying home to visit family in Santa Barbara. And I was in LAX, and I swear to God, I saw Danny Bonaducci on the Skyway, right, or the walkway. So I said, "You know, you're home when you could just be at the, the LAX, and you see Danny fucking Bonaducci on there." And he writes back, he's like, "Wasn't me, bro." And it was just a picture of him on his treadmill smoking a cigarette, and I'm like, "Oh."
We know Danny very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like it was like touched by an angel moment.
No, it's great. Danny is crazy. But he lives here part time. So, and he was doing a morning show here in Seattle. So, but we've known him for a long time, and that's exactly something he would do. That's hilarious.
But yeah, as a kid, man, my stepdad had me read Jonathan Livingston Seagull. So Richard Bach, like you're telling that, it's a beautiful story. No,
Illusions is a story about a guy, a pilot. He's a barnstormer. He flies his own plane, lands in fields, and he takes people up. And he meets a guy named Donald Shmoida, whatever it is, and he ends up being like not a real person. He ends up being his guru. He ends up being a messenger from heaven who doesn't take no for an answer. And that's why my mom said that you kind of remind me of that, because I had the biggest argument once. I don't know why the camera's all blurry. I had the biggest argument with my mom one time. I told her that I was going to be German. And this is when I was little. And she goes, "You can't be German. You weren't born in Germany." I said, "I could be German if I want to." So, so she told me to read this book, and now it's been my Bible. I read it every year.
That's awesome. I told my mom as a kid that I thought my name in Spanish was Oil of Olay. So I mean, we've had different journeys.
Yeah.
A fucked up name like Uli, I had no idea. I'm like, I think my name in Spanish is Oil of Olay.
So is Uli a real name?
Yeah. It's short for Ulrich, like the drummer from Metallica. If you go to Germany or whatever, Ulrich and Uli is actually pretty common. My dad was Indonesian and Dutch.
Yeah.
So it's, Heinz 57. But yeah, I love that your mom recommended. The one my stepdad recommended to me was The Little Prince. Did you ever read that?
No, I've not read that.
Yeah.
No, I'm writing it down right now. These are things that I did. But to get back to the story, this is something that I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anything like that. So I started reading these books for that. And there's a guy named Dr. Wayne Dyer, who I also had on Terry James Alive. And it was, I was meeting my heroes, and these guys made me feel like I had hope. These guys made me feel that I could be something, and they made me want to be like them. And that's where I knew that this is my calling. It's for the first time in my life, a shy kid who was afraid of everybody and everything. I felt like I had a purpose. It hit me, and it hit me hard. And that's what I thought, well, how can you be a motivational speaker or live in that quote unquote self-help world if you're nothing? So I'll get on radio and I'll be successful there. And then my fear of trying something new just got in the way. And now I'm just afraid that everything is past. So
it's wild to me though, because you had this calling, right? And the first time I met you, I'd listened to the show for years, and I was lucky enough to be friends with Shadow and that whole crew and Lou Zader and all them. And then when you came back and I was an employee of Q102, you were just so fucking cool. Like, I'm not trying to blow sunshine up your ass, but the fact that you remembered who I was, and I hope you know that has had such a significant impact. I'm just lucky to be along for this ride. I really am, and I try to be grateful.
Yeah. And I'm the same as you. That's what it is. It's like I'm, just because I had a little more experience doesn't mean I'm better. It doesn't mean any of that. We are all on this same path together. And we are all in this together. I don't offer anything except support, and that's what it is. And that's what I want to do. And what keeps happening to your camera, Tainterific? Now you're William Baker.
Yeah. Well, that's what mine said. I think he has run out of internet minutes. I don't know if you're coming in on a flip phone real hot, sir.
I am. Yeah, I have. They give me a little card, and when it runs out, I have to push it, and I had to get a paper clip.
1010 220
it comes out. So I had to load one.
I'll say this: your microphone sounds better.
Yeah.
Your microphone's a lot better.
Thank you. I actually just found a better the Wi-Fi signal. I found a better one.
You stealing from a different room?
Yeah. The next door people, they must be like premium members. So I'm getting some really good stuff.
They're probably filming a porn right now. That's why they have such good Wi-Fi.
Exactly.
I'm making a buffer.
So do you guys want to do some Q&A here? You want to do that?
Do it.
Let's see here. Let's take some comments. If you have any questions for any of us, throw it out there. We'll go ahead and wrap up today's show with that before we hear this new song that Tank created, which I freaking love it.
I think you're going to like it.
I love it. Let's see here. Charlie, who's on YouTube, let me call in with a weekly rap report. I'm the one who sent all those messages about Drake and Kendrick. Listen, this show is not us from a mountaintop screaming down. We want to talk about real things. We want to take chances. We want to encourage people to take chances. We want to, try to do some humorous things.
I like that.
What's that?
I like the rap report. Call it the wrap up.
Ooh. I like it. It'll be good. See, we love stuff like that. We keep trying different things. So there you go. Let's see here. There's that. We love you, Taint, from Mike Bavar. Pat wants to comment on Facebook. That says, The Prince is pretty great, Terry. I should read it. Look at that, Willie. That works.
That might, yeah, it was just it was a moving story as a kid. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you, Mary.
Look at Mary saying great show so far. Thank you, Mary. Taint, what are you doing?
It looks like he's freebasing crack.
No, there's that.
Oh,
I'm just trying it. Everything's cyclical, okay? And what
Really?
was big in the 80s will be back again.
Oh, really? So what do you think the next big thing is?
looks like a white Richard Pryor.
Do you remember those things that used to shake your waist? Do you remember those machines that used to
Yeah,
put
where
a
you'd
belt
stand
around
on
you
it.
and
Yeah,
would
yeah,
shake?
there's that. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh my
Those
God.
are coming back.
Was that Shakira? Because those hips don't lie,
Mhm.
sir.
Clyde, best lesson from the book. If you're talking about illusions, the book that I've been talking about, Clyde, to me, the best lesson is it's a quote in there that I love so much. You're never given, I want to get this right, you're never given a wish without also being given the power to make it come true. And to me, that means like I'm not laying in bed. None of us are going, oh, brain surgeon, I'm going to do that. I think our spirit and our soul knows what we are capable of, and it sends us that way. And we're only get there if we're brave enough to follow it. And to me, that's what it was. And there was more to the quote. You're never given a wish without also being given the power to make it come true. You might have to work for it, though, is the end of the quote. So that's something I live by. So that's one of the lessons that I love from that. What's the lesson you got out of the book you were talking about, Uli?
It's just the audacity to travel, explore, and even when, like you were talking about the kid that was lonely that didn't know where you fit in, right? Like I'm the same way. You wouldn't believe it, but this was skinny, right? One time, and
Yeah.
I was always like gangly and dorky, and my fucking brain just works differently. So I never had a crowd I fit in with, and the Little Prince was all about like discovering who you are, what is your thing, and I'm telling you, the day you decide to live authentically is like the best day of your life.
And it's a scary day too.
Oh, terrifying!
It's a scary day. I think you
Why
need
do
to be
you have
afraid.
cats, right? Like
Taint, what is there any lesson that you've got out of anything that you've I'm almost afraid. His phone conveniently goes off.
oh, the old crack pipe burned up. There he is.
Yeah, the crack pipe.
But
Can't hear you.
got a cheap internet again, man.
Yeah, can't hear you still.
Now you can hear me.
There it
Now I
is.
can hear you. Yes, go ahead.
What about now? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. So,
One fish, two fish. Red fish, blue fish.
wow, that's deep.
Go.
Are you
What
familiar?
Go.
Yeah, I'm familiar. Man, I never really
Life's
thought
gonna
of it.
keep coming at you, and all you gotta do is count. Yeah.
That's some like Ferris Bueller shit in there too, right? Life keeps coming at you. You might
Life
just miss it.
Life's going to keep coming at you. All you have to do is count.
Oh, dude, I love this.
That is
Never
good.
forget.
That's good. Let's go to it. Let's see here. Jason, love these podcasts. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Let's see here.
I'm just waiting for like Taint to fight like the person whose room this actually is. Like they come back in, they're like, "What the fuck are you doing in here?"
Yeah, no kidding.
Exactly. Taint's live action snuff film.
I'm telling you, if you're just listening to the podcast, thank you. But if you're watching us stream live or watching it on YouTube, visually, this is pretty fun. We have some big plans for
It's a whole
this.
other dimension.
It really is. It's really fun. Any other questions? Let's see here. I'm 33. Who is this from? Chris on Facebook. Listened to Lexitarian sudden death 13 years ago. Started my Jew job. Haven't missed a minute. And still love that same. Love the late night show. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, man. It's brand new, and today's the first day I kind of feel like it's a show because it's working.
Hey, Taint, you were around then. I tried to get T-shirts made when Lex and Terry popped up for the last one, the Subpar Classic. Do you remember when Dee wanted to make the "You're Just a Listener" shirts?
Yes.
That was one of the funniest moments
Yeah.
in the history of listening to you guys' show. and I so wanted desperately to show up with "I'm just a listener" shirt to see if you guys would remember.
Uh-huh.
Those are the connective moments that are fun.
Oh, we definitely remember.
Oh yeah, it just
He
and I
would have
think there
wanted some
was.
money from.
Yeah, he would. There's no that man is coin operated right there. He is an entrepreneur at heart. I love that man. Let's see here. Let's go to Dennis. Dennis on Facebook.
Ooh.
What scares you the most?
Mm.
I'm not going first on this one.
I'm going to sound sappy on this right here, but I've got 2 kids that are 21 and 19. Something happened to them before me.
Holy
Honestly.
crap.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to bring the mood down. I mean,
Yeah. Thanks for going us out, but I'm with you.
thanks for bringing it down. Back to
No,
Tate and the crack pipe.
No, I get that. Absolutely. I get it because I've had different fears my entire life. What scares me the most right now is probably the reason why I keep doing things like this and keep pushing forward and keep coming up with ideas because I'm at a certain age where people don't look at you anymore. Women don't look at you. Your agents don't look at you as an upside. It's really brutal. And I'm at this age where I have this fear that I'm not going to be able to provide and be there for Sherry. You know, it is my number one goal right now to be able to feel comfortable enough that if I'm gone, she's going to be cool. And that's it.
Legit,
Tate?
man. And you have Sherry, which is
But-
great because I'm aging like milk over here.
But your wife, I think that Terry's fear is founded if Sherry was not
Your mic's going out.
Yeah, that's
super to worry about her, man. She's got this.
Oh, she does have this. She's very
There it
attractive.
goes again. There it
I know
goes.
she's very attractive. She's very smart. I mean, I know that there is that, but there's just that ego thing, I guess. But my biggest fear is that I'm not going to be able to, and I'm going to say it this way, to comfortably retire one day. I don't think I ever want to retire. I want to earn my money, and I keep coming up with ideas. Like one of our very first shows, I was talking about my exit plan, where I want to do a daily blog or vlog for people who subscribe to it for like $3 a month. But I'm going to be with you every single day and talk about a life lesson, talk about what I did until the day I die. The camera hopefully will be on me when I pass away on this thing. And that is one way that I want to earn that money, and I want to stay connected to people. What I love the most about this is the connection with our audience and these people in the chat room right now. We're creating something here. People don't realize that we are creating friendships and lasting memories and ideas. I think it's great. Take your mic.
Enemies.
The last show you had, somebody commented when you were kind enough to have me on. They said something like discount Lex over there. And I was like, dude, you're not wrong. Like, I am grateful as well. And I think going back to what you said earlier about purpose, man, I think we're storytellers. I think that's the big thing is we want to be able to tell stories.
Yes.
Whether you take a lesson or not from it, that's up to you.
And it goes back to my calling too, of wanting to affect people in a positive way, whether it's through laughter, a pat on the back, telling them you love them, smiling at them, giving them a compliment, just bullshit like that. I love that stuff. Unfortunately, we're in a world right now that's not a popular thing. It's not popular anymore.
I'm pretty sure Taint's in the ADHD theater right now. He's going in and out. And I keep cutting you off, Taint, but you keep jumping in and out. And I don't know if you're trying to hide a body under that bed, and that's why you keep jumping off.
Yeah, what's going on, dude?
Oh.
His voice, his stuff's going out again. I can't wait for Taint to get home into his own studio.
Now,
with
can you
his
hear
mic.
me?
Yes, can hear you a little bit.
Oh boy, it's like that old T-Mobile ad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's not working, man. It bleeds.
And I
or
feel
something.
super grateful that you allowed me to join the chat with you tonight, Terry and Taint, because man, I'm just a fan. I watched the show, and the fact that you did this, and I think it's great. I'm going to look through the comments later. I love that you have such an openness and inclusivity, and that's a beautiful thing because we can feel isolated But if we feel connected to someone who's out in Seattle and I'm in Missouri, that's great, dude. That's
No,
fucking
it's great. And I don't want to take life too serious either. I mean, I know we're talking about some serious things, but I just want to live. I want to have some fun, you know. I want to try things. I want to feel alive. You know, and that's what that's all about to me. And Tate right now is apparently dead. I don't know what's going on.
I think that's how Tank feels when he's stabbing a hooker. He feels
Exactly.
alive.
Exactly. And God knows he's stabbed quite a few. Rich.
You chase that feeling forever.
It's like crack. Rich wants to know, Rich is on YouTube. Ever thought about doing a late night show on Saturday night? Absolutely. Tate and I were talking about it before this show. So with maybe special shows or whatever, like we did one over the weekend just to test things, and we wore suits.
No.
You know, so we look pretty dapper. We look pretty good.
I'll go to the tuxedo rental store whenever you want me to be here, friend.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead, and the Tana's not here. So I'm going to play this song as we check out of here. This is, I love this theme song that Tana's come up with. He wrote it and had AI do it. And I think this is fun. Let's listen to this and we'll comment on it right afterwards. But let me go live here. Here we go. Let me hit live, and then let me hit live, and then let me hit play, I guess.
The late night radio show. Tune into the midnight zoo. The late night radio show. The echoes of twilight glow. Jerry James got the go. The late night radio show. This song ain't got no flow.
Got a good vibe. Good way to end the night. It's not crazy.
Tank a la Al Green.
Exactly.
Love it.
Tank, you crushed it on this, man. Crushed it. I'm sorry you're not here to enjoy this.
Baby making music right there.
Fantastic. I love it. Uli, thank you so much for joining it. I've always wanted to have you on and to explore this type of stuff more with you, which is great. Taint, I'm so sorry your mic's not on right now, but Taint has bought into this thing right at the start, which is fantastic. And everybody just have a great night. And we will be back. What is today? Thursday? We'll be back. Hopefully, I don't know if we're going to be on next week, Tuesday. I'm moving. So we're going to figure this out. But now that we got the stuff working, game on, bitches. All right. We'll talk.
An honor and a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
You too, buddy. You have a great day tomorrow and a great weekend. All right, guys, everybody, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for joining us tonight. Please share it.